Hey, good morning, everybody. Just decided to do a little video here of some things that I've picked up recently. You all probably seen that I did a quick little video of some of these things I picked up at a estate sale. But yeah, basically some sterling, some coins. So I picked up these here. Obviously, pretty much everybody should know by now. Check the bottoms, look for the marks. These are weighed bottoms. They'll have a plaster or concrete, but the rest of this is be sterling, which is 925. Basically 92.5% silver, so it's up there as far as the silver content goes. This was just another random piece of marked sterling. Picked that up and just wanted to go through and test some of these coins. Now I've already tested them because I've purchased them, and we're going to check to see if they're real or not, because there's a lot of fake stuff going on, so you got to be careful out there. And these are just some of the tools that I use when I'm checking coins. And these things I can just carry around with me pretty much all the time when I go out in the truck. Little digital caliper, little pocket scale, and little ping test. And this usually works out pretty good. Excuse me. So what I got here is, obviously this guy's not silver. This is a new quarter, but I do have some silver coin quarters here. 1964. The dates are going to vary, but they're all pre-64. But when I go to test these, well, I'll show you what the difference is. And then I got obviously these aren't silver, but pick these up with some of the other stuff. Buffalo nickels. They're usually only a couple bucks unless you find a three-legged buffalo. But I always like buffalo nickels, Indian head, pennies, things like that. Just thought those were kind of interesting. And yeah, so on these four here, what we got? Yeah, two of these four are fakes. Okay, so we're going to run the difference, check the sizes on them, the diameter, and the width, the weight, and then we'll check it on a ping test. Ping test, if you don't know, checks the vibration, the frequency of the coin itself. So obviously if there's different compounds, different metals in the coin, they're all going to vibrate at a different frequency. Okay, so that way, even if something is the same weight, diameter, and thickness, it could vibrate at a different frequency than what it should be if it's silver. Okay, so we're going to run through a couple of these here real quick. Let's see, got some of these dimes right here. Check them out. So right here, this will tell you Roosevelt dime between 1946 and 1964, 90% silver. I'll give you the diameter, the weight, and also the thickness. Okay, so let's check these real quick. Now obviously some of the older ones are going to get worn down, so there's going to be a little discrepancy in the overall weight and size, diameter, and thickness. So they do get worn down. So this should be 17.91. This is reading 17.6. That's pretty close. We'll check the thickness. 1.3, and yeah, it's supposed to be 1.3. The weight, 2.5 grams. And 2.52. Okay. Now last check, put it on the center of the grip here. Press start. And that one came back failed. Let's just try it one more time. Sometimes on smaller coins you gotta move it off center, off to the side a little bit. Oh, ran out of time. All right, that time it passed. So the smaller coins, move over to the side and you can get a better ring off of them. Let's just try one more to make sure. Start this one off over on the side. Yeah, that's good. And we'll go ahead and try some of these quarters. Okay, so there's 64 or prior, so quarters between 1932 and 1964, 90% silver. Let's go ahead and check the measurements real quick. 24.3. Yeah, probably a 24.1, 324, but kind of getting stuck on there a little bit. Thickness 1.75. Yeah, 1.7. 1.8. I think I hit it while I was pulling it out. Yeah, it's gonna be 1.7. Should be 6.25 grams. Put it on the scale. Perfect, 6.25. Set it up in here. Start. And there we go. We got a good one. You can see it measures the frequency. Now sometimes I do have a ceiling fan going on, so when I'm in between the pingings, I'm trying not to talk as much. And also, I think the ceiling fan also might have be a little bit of background noise. So I know I've tried to do this a couple weeks ago. A couple came up to me while I was set up at a gun show, and they were asking me if I could check some of their coins, and he had a little baggie of about 6 or 7 Morgan dollars. He said he didn't know if they were real or what they were, and he was just asking me if I could kind of give him a little bit of a price. So I ran some of the coins through, but obviously gun show, a big auditorium, a lot of people talking. It was real hard to get an accurate reading, but every once in a while it would be a little bit quiet, and checked out a couple of the coins. They came back good. Couldn't check them all. It was just too noisy in the auditorium. But yeah, so they was really surprised on the ability to check these out. Obviously, if you go to any type of decent coin store or whatever, coin store, they might have one of those little, like an X-ray gun or something like that, and be able to get a really true, accurate reading of what the metal components are inside the coin, because it'll actually X-ray and go through there. Anyways, yeah, so here was one of the quarters. I got a couple of them here. I've checked them all already. They're all good, but I tossed this one in here. This is just a newer one, and we're gonna run through. Now this, just show you how this actually works, because this should be the same size. 2.43 to 4.2, almost perfect. Thickness 1.75, 1.6. Check the weight on the new quarter. 5.67. So you can tell the weight is already off. Okay, because that's not even close. 5.67 should be 6.25. So out of the 3 ways to check, one of them's already, come back questionable. And we'll just see the different pitch on the frequency here. You can just tell it's just not. Yeah, try it one more time. Yeah, I can't even get a good ring on that, because sometimes you can hear them. You get used to doing it enough times, you can just tell by hearing yourself. Let's get into these the Morgans. I got a Morgan and one piece dollar here. Let's see what they got. Go down the other way. Here we go, Morgans. Okay. 1886. So once again, I'll tell you the years, the amount of silver, 90% silver, diameter, thickness, and weight. 37.5, should be 38.1. That's close. That's what I was saying earlier, is some of these older coins that have been around for 100 plus years, they will get worn down. So, that's something to take into consideration. Thickness 2.8. 2.34. So pretty close. Let's check the weight. Weight should be 26.73. 26.13. Check this real quick. I don't know if you could hear that ring. I'll do it one more time on the. Right off the bat, it passed it. Sometimes you have to do them 2 or 3 times, but yeah, right, you can just tell. If that ringing, there's a certain pitch in it, and it lasts for, a good 10 seconds or so. Yeah, you probably got silver. This one here, 1883 or 93. I think it's 93, 83, 1883. Now this one here, this is the Carson City mint mark. Check the weight, 38.1. Or not the weight, the diameter, 37.8, probably a little bit closer to 0.9. Thickness 2.8, actually 3.0, so it's a little bit thicker. All right, check the weight on that. 26.73, 26.72, almost perfect. Go ahead and check it. Yeah, failed. You can just tell. I don't know if y'all can hear the difference, but you can just tell by the ping. Yeah, this is a dud. 1883, Carson City. Yeah, piece of crap. That ain't worth freaking nothing. That's fishing weight. Put a hole in that and just throw that sucker away. Check this piece dollar real quick. 1922. Actually, let me go ahead and finish up with the Morgans, because then I'll have to change this over. Okay, this one here. Now this one came with the ping test kit that I got. I went ahead and I ordered a couple of fakes through them to kind of, run through some different testing and stuff like that. But what they did right here is put fake copy right on her cheek. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But anyways, yeah, they put right on there fake. Let's just go ahead and measure this real quick. See if they got the measurements close. So 37.9 should be 38.1. Close. 2.8 on the thickness. 2.9, 2.0. So right there. Let's check the weight real quick. $26.74, and it should be 26.73. So it's a little bit higher. Not much, but I mean, most people this, you're gonna be looking at these like, yeah, it's real hard to tell them apart, right? We'll go over here, see how they did on this here. So you can just tell. Yeah. I mean, there's no ring to that at all. I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone, but yeah, it's definitely a fake. But yeah. So what do we got? Piece dollar. Go back. Piece dollars, 1921 to 35, 90% silver, 38.1 diameter, 37.9, almost 38, 2.8 thickness, a little bit right here, yeah, 2.7 weight. 26.73, 26.75. All right, so this one is running a little bit higher as far as the weight. Let me just double check this again. 26.75, this is saying 26.73. Right off the bat, first ping, it picked it up. I don't know if you could hear it, but it was still ringing well after it picked it up. Yeah, it's that's a good one. So yeah, that's just some things to help protect yourself. Because there's a lot of people, they just don't know, they just don't care, they're just trying to make a couple dollars, and you think you might be getting a good value, or might be getting, using this as some sort of investment type of scenario. You might spend Carson City Morgan silver dollar. These go for hundreds of dollars. If you ain't checking it, you're just throwing away hundreds of dollars. So yeah, just get you a couple things. These items you get at Harbor Freight, Walmart, pretty much anywhere else. These you have to get specifically, the Pinger set comes with the app, but if you're gonna do any sort of serious purchasing of silver coins, if you've got a small business or anything like that, it's definitely worth the investment, because all this test equipment right here, probably less than $60 total, and that could save you hundreds or thousands of dollars in the long run by getting screwed over by people trying to sell you fake stuff. Or they might not even screwing you, they just might not even know. So protect yourself. Get a few of these tools to carry around with you or keep at your store or shop or whatever, and check them out. Once you get the hang of this, it just takes barely a minute or two to knock it out. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. Like, comment, subscribe, especially drop a comment. Anybody ever get scammed or taken advantage of, make a bad investment, put a comment down below. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.